to TV Storytime. I'm Miss Lisa and this is Miss Susanna. We have got some awesome stories for you today, so let's get started. Our first book is called The Roof Octopus by Lucy Branham. So let's take a look at what this octopus is doing. All right, let's get started. It all started with a tap at the window, tap, 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 that woke Nora up. Out she looked, and there it sat, an octopus on her apartment building, and it was a big one. Look at that huge octopus. She rushed from her room and went out to her parents. In the kitchen, her father was making waffles, and their mother was putting breakfast on the plates. Her baby sister sat in the high chair, and she was pointing out the window. So if we look out the window, what do we see right here?
Tentacles.
There's one of the tentacles of that octopus. Nora cleared her throat. Excuse me, there's an octopus on our apartment. Now, if you said that to Mom and Dad, you think they'd believe you?
No.
Her father stopped pouring the batter and looked out the window. An octopus on our apartment? Her mother looked out too. I don't see anything. Then a tentacle dropped down from above and wrapped itself around the fire escape railing. See, Nora said, there's an octopus out there. Her family and neighbors quickly gathered outside for a better look. Everyone started talking at once. Would you look at that? Wow, it's blocking my view. Nora's mother said, I wonder if it's lost. Maybe it's part of a migration, said her father. Do octopuses migrate?
No.
Not that I know of. Let's see. I think someone needs to call the Coast Guard about this, said Mr. Dodson. Nora said nothing. She only waved at the octopus, and it waved back. Must be a little friendly octopus.
Yep.
If we ignore it, maybe it will go away, suggested the landlord. So they all went on to work and to school and tried not to make eye contact with it. Look at that big octopus.
What happens if you make contact with
Well, usually if you look at somebody straight in the eyes, then you expect to talk to them. So like, if they're going to make eye contact with it, then you're going to become friends, or you're going to find out more about it. So they're like, don't even look at it in the
I'm going
eyes.
to fall asleep.
But the octopus stayed there all day long and all night too. The next day, Mr. Dodson was washing his car. The octopus reached out a long, strong tentacle and took a soggy sponge and helped him, which was a very nice thing for him to do. It seems like a neighbory sort of octopus, the landlord said with a shrug, and this octopus was.
This is going to be mean, sir.
It pulled weeds. Look, it's helping. It pulled weeds from the flower boxes. It walked Abe McGuire's dogs. It helped the mailman deliver the mail. And it carried Mr. and Mrs. Carmen up to their 4th-story room. It held the door open for Nora's parents when their arms were full of groceries. And once or twice, it rocked their baby sister to sleep. But what it liked to do best of all was be a swing for Nora and her friends. That might be fun. I like you, Nora told the octopus one evening when it came to wish her good night. Would you come to school for show and tell sometime? Maybe this Friday? The octopus slipped a tentacle into the room and Nora shook it. It's a deal, she said. The octopus slipped its tentacle back out and she shut her window for the night. Good night. But when Nora woke up in the morning, the octopus was gone. I'm sorry, honey, said Nora's mother. It probably found its way home. Might be back next year, though, with another migration, said Nora's father. It's probably moved on to bigger and better things, I reckon, said the landlord. I'm going to miss it terribly all the same. Nora said nothing and went on to school that day, and the next one, and the next one, and nothing remarkable happened at all. Until Friday. While Nora was doing her math, there was a tap, tap, tap on the window. And out she looked, and there it sat. The octopus was on her school. And that's the end.
And that's where the octopus stayed all day.
Yeah, it stayed all day at the school. So this octopus was actually a helpful octopus, right? It wasn't a very bad octopus. So I think Miss Susanna's got an activity for us to do about
It
that.
looks like it's eating it.
It sort of does look like that, but I think that's just its tentacles there.
And that
All right.
kind of, boys and girls, that kind of helps us understand something about the difference between being full on bad and just mischievous. Or maybe we misinterpret people's actions or different things. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to pass out some different photos to you guys, and we'll see. Some of you will have some that will talk about mischievous deeds or opportunities to help. You know, like the octopus, people thought, oh, maybe it's being mischievous, and maybe it's this or that, but maybe it was just trying to help or looking for an opportunity to help. So, I don't know your names yet, but let's go from left to right, and let's see. Do you have
You're going to go first.
Yeah. Do you have any picture that would look like there's some mischievous deed going on? And we'll put it right over here. Yeah. Okay, maybe someone has just thrown their toys all over the playroom and not picked them up. We can turn that into an opportunity to help. How would we help? What would you do if you saw a playroom full of toys strewn out everywhere? What could we do? Could we?
It's just bad stuff. I just got kids going down the steps.
We could just help pick up, couldn't we? We could help pick up. Okay. Now, do you have anything that has what looks like a mischievous deed? Something someone's done that's mischievous.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. What's going on there? Do you see that?
What?
It looks like a toddler has put magazines or books in the toilet. See right in there.
Please don't ever do that, boys and girls.
No, don't ever do
Go
that.
ahead, sit down.
He done it once.
Oh no.
All right. Now
Okay,
when you
that's mischievous. Do you have something that could be mischievous? One at a time. All right, just put that picture there. Oh, what's going on there? They've taken a laundry basket and they're taking turns sliding down the stairs in the laundry basket. They could get hurt, tear up things, scratch the walls.
They're going to flip that.
They could flip that thing. How about you? Do you have anything that's a mischievous deed?
Leaving a powder mess all around.
Oh my goodness, they were baking and they've thrown flour and it looks like they've spilled the milk and they're throwing flour at each other. That's naughty. That's very mischievous and we don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have any more mischievous? That, you know what? That is a mischievous deed that is an opportunity for us to help too.
Yeah, because we litter.
Yeah, littering. Sometimes just throwing it down instead of putting it in a recycling bin or the trash can or something like that. So when we see something like that, what do? We see
Pick it up.
we could pick it up. All right.
Jayla.
You next. Oh no. She has put lipstick and makeup and markers all over what looks like Daddy's face while he's sleeping. That is not something we do.
She's like,
Yeah, oh yeah. Have you got any mischievous deeds pictures? Oh, another one. It looks like they've put markers, maybe.
Oh, geez, look at her.
Yeah, yeah. It's all over their bodies, on their knees and everything. We never mark her on ourselves or our friends or our siblings. Have you got any mischievous deed photos?
She just did.
Yeah. Oh my. Somebody's let the baby get into the ketchup and it looks like maybe raspberry syrup. I'm not sure. And just awful, making a mess. We could help the baby, couldn't we? And we could pick them up and get them away from that, couldn't we?
Actually, she might like ketchup.
Yeah, might like ketchup.
You gave me 5.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Because I have 1 and 2 up
Okay.
there.
That one is.
Do you have any more? Okay, well, maybe these are opportunities to help.
Yep.
Okay, that one, let's put that over here on that side. What is an opportunity here that we see maybe?
Somebody rake the leaves for them.
Yeah, they need the leaves raked up, don't they? Maybe. Okay, and how about you? Ooh, that one, we can put that right there. It's a mischievous deed, but we can find an opportunity to help. What do you think? Maybe the little one didn't really know that what they were going to do was going to cause that mess, did they? So the older kid, maybe this one, can help clean up, right? And kind of tell them, we don't do that.
Wait, that might be a 5-year-old. Hey, I have some more
wait just a minute.
mischievous.
Oh, yeah. We've got handprints and markings all over the wall. Oh, yeah.
That's paint.
Yep, so we could help clean up.
Wait.
Now, what's going on here?
No, it wasn't his son, it was his.
It's okay,
Okay.
but talk
It'll be
about the picture.
There's clean, dry laundry sitting in a basket. What could we do with that? We've got an opportunity to help. Could we put that away? Could we fold the laundry up and help mom or dad put that away? We could, couldn't we? Okay. Would you like an opportunity to come up?
Yeah, but they probably just let them see what they did. He left his crayons all over the floor.
Oh,
And then
okay.
pick them up.
Yep. He's
So
got
that's
crayons on the
mischievous.
floor. It looks like he's drawing on the wall. Yeah, he's mischievous.
Yeah.
So he needs to be able to clean that up. All right. What else have we got here? All right, go ahead. Is that a mischievous deed or is that a opportunity help? Or is it both?
It's
It is both. The puppy didn't know that it was really a bad thing to come in with muddy feet, did it? So we can help clean up. Maybe help clean up the puppy. Oh, yes.
Put it up here.
Yeah, that way we can
Can't
see.
it. Yeah.
Oh, what's going on there? The kids are jumping on the couch. We shouldn't be jumping on the couch, should we? Never jump on the couch. All right.
good things are helping cleaning up the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Time. He cut his hair.
He
Yeah.
cut his hair, didn't he? That was kind of mischievous. Yeah. Have you got one left? Okay. Oh, someone spilled the cereal and the milk, didn't they? That might not have been a mischievous deed. It might have just been an accident.
Our tail was on the ground.
So we can help clean that up, can't we? All right.
His hair will never go back up. 'cause
I think it's time for you to read a book.
Okay, I think so. And I do have a
his
book
hair
here,
will never
boys and
grow
girls.
back unless it's cut right.
The book I've got today is called Oh, Harry. Oh, my.
Oh, gee, he's being mean.
It's about this horse, Harry. And this boy. We're going to see what's going on here. Oh, Harry. Do you think Harry's going to be mischievous?
No.
Okay.
I kind of do because that picture.
Harry the horse was a homely sort. His ears were long and his neck was short. His hooves were as thick as a telephone book, and when he trotted, the sidewalk shook. He's upsetting everything.
He's not a giant.
He's a big horse. In the show horse barn of Adams and Son, Harry the horse was the only one who wasn't elegant, slim, and tall, who didn't jitter and pace the stall, or prance and paw, or come up to the gate in a terrible mood, or rear up straight. Not good old Harry, the easy-going. His eye was kind, he was calm and knowing. And the trainer loved him. He loved the way Harry could comfort the wildest bay or trot alongside a nervous filly and keep her from doing anything silly.
Who's that?
That was a filly, a female horse. Just be kind. He's kind. He didn't exactly have his own stall. Whenever they took in an animal who was fancy and green and young and new, they'd put Harry next door. He knew what to do. He'd lean down over the topmost rail and nuzzle the newcomer calm, without fail. If all the stalls were full for a while, Harry was free to live in the aisle, and the show horse barn of Adams and Son was a happy barn until Algernon Adams the Third, at the age of 6, arrived with his bag of horrendous tricks. There he is, Algernon Adams the Third. He ran with a war whoop up and down in spite of the trainer's angry frown. He climbed to the hayloft with an umbrella till the trainer ordered, "Get down, young fella." So he hopped back down and opened it wide with a whoosh in the face of the stable's pride and joy, a mare named May Queen Daisy, who shivered and shook and nearly went crazy. Look at her hair and her eyes. He was terrorizing her. He hid behind doors, he shouted boo as each of the horses was led through. But one day, fate paid Algy a trick. He climbed in the grain bin, and the lid went click. And there was the bad boy out of sight, locked up, so far as he knew, for the night. Looks like the cat was kind of happy he was he was locked up tight. It was getting dark. The trainer had gone. The horses, all fed, were beginning to yawn. The barn was so still you could surely have heard a mouse squeak, or Algernon Adams the Third. Luckily, Harry was loose in the aisle when Algy fell in. He smiled a smile. Look at Harry's smile. A remarkable thing about homely old Harry, the tip of his nose was extraordinary. The trainer had seen him snuffle around in a box of cereal O's he'd found. He could use his nose like a human hand to extract one O at a time on demand. Harry could open the lids of pots, he could undo latches and untie knots. There wasn't a bolt he couldn't slide, including the one with Algy inside. So after he thought that the little dear was tired of yelling, "Let me out of here!" Harry ambled across the floor and slid the bolt on the grain room floor. He studied the dangerous wooden bin Algernon was a prisoner in, and using the very tip of his muzzle, he finally managed to open the puzzle. He picked Algy up by the back of his shirt. He used his front teeth so it didn't hurt. But before he set Algy down again, Harry shook him off to dust off the grain. Gave him a good shake. Next morning, the stable buzzed. "Have you heard the news about Algernon Adams III? He's a different child. So calm, so polite. He must have slept next to Harry last night." The end. Oh, and Harry wrinkled his muzzle to show he knew all about Algy there was to know as he quietly nibbled a cereal O. The end.
Yeah, so the little boy in that story was actually more mischievous than the octopus, right? The octopus was a helper.
Yeah.
And then that little boy was mischievous.
Very mischievous. But I think he learned his lesson, don't
yes, I
you?
think he did.
Why would the front cover be
Oh,
showing
Harry?
the boy, showing the boy sticking his tongue out?
Right.
Because he started out being mischievous. But he ended up learning his lesson.
All right, boys and girls, we have one more story for you today. It's called Weasel is Worried.
Uh-oh.
There's little Weasel. We'll see once if he's a helper or if he's mischievous or if he's something else today. Let's take a look at our opening page. There's our Weasel. He's walking in the forest, it looks like, maybe out toward the meadow. He's got a big leaf in his hand. Wonder what he could be worried about.
He looks pretty fine there.
Yeah. Weasel was minding his very own business. He was out collecting leaves when suddenly the weather changed. Is there some weather that you might not like?
The rain.
Do you see the dark clouds that might bring rain? What else might it bring that you would be scared about?
Tornado.
A tornado, right. In this part of the country, if you were down in Florida, it might mean like a hurricane. So lots
because maybe if
of
you was in-
storms make people get worried, don't
Yeah,
they?
because maybe if you was in Florida and there was a thunderstorm, there would be a tornado out, and then and then everything will fall down.
It might,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
So
might.
that might make him a little worried because he's just minding his business, getting his leaves, but then the weather changed.
Yeah.
He was soaked through by a nasty rain. I mean, the little leaf isn't doing much to keep him dry. The gust of wind knocked him flat on his bottom. Oh my goodness. Weasel stood up, he puffed out his chest. That's enough nonsense, he told the sky. Can you tell the sky what to do?
Oh.
And actually, what's happening? What is this? It could be snow or it could be ice balls, okay, which we call hail. But just then the skies opened up. He was pelted by a mighty hail shower. Weasel was starting to feel very small and defenseless against this angry storm. I wouldn't want to be out there without cover. That hail hurts. It's not a nice thing. He built a wall to keep himself safe.
Oh, wow.
But the wind blew and whirled around him all night long. He's got the little leaf back on his head. He's trying to build himself a wall. So he built the wall a little higher.
I don't think that's a leaf. I think
Oh.
it's like a top of a peanut.
Or an acorn.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the top of an acorn. I bet you're right, as he was out collecting things, wasn't he? But then the rain came back and wouldn't take no for an answer. So Weasel added
That's
a
an
roof.
acorn on his head.
Keep out, he said. So he built himself a whole house, telling the rain to stay out.
Is that a tornado behind?
And there's a little snail back here.
I think there's a tornado behind us.
It sort of does
Kind
look
of.
like that rain is just coming down in sheets, and if it starts to swirl, it would be a tornado, right?
Behind him, like behind the, yeah.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens. Weasel settled down in his new safe place. He thought of the storm raging outside, and it made him shiver. Days passed. It's a big, long storm, huh? Weasel got used to being by himself. But one day he turned around and he was alarmed to find a mole sitting on his couch. What is this place? Asked Mole. So now a mole, climbs up from underground, so he probably just popped up in Weasel's house. It's a fort, said Weasel nervously. Oh, marvelous, said Mole. I love a good fort. You guard this side, and I'll guard that side. No, said Weasel. It's not for playing in. It's a home. Marvelous, yawned Mole, getting even more comfortable. How about a snack? No, fretted Weasel. This is not a place for visitors. It's a place to hide. Marvelous, said Mole. Count to 10 and I'll go hide. No peeking. So what's Mole think he means?
Hide and seek.
Go play hide and seek, right?
Yeah.
The Mole sounds like the fun friend and Weasel is just fretting over everything. No, insisted Weasel. This is not for games. It's for keeping me safe. Look, he hid inside the cabinet. Who's after you? Asked Mole. Is it Fox? I'll help scare him away. Look at my scary face. No, groaned Weasel. I'm hiding from the storm, and there isn't room in here for both of us. Well, where's the fun in that? Replied Mole. It's not meant to be fun, cried Weasel. Just safe.
Weasel's scared, isn't
Weasel
he?
is
He's very
just,
scared.
You know. Well, what's wrong with a good storm anyway? Added Mole, placing a hand on Weasel's shoulder. Weasel told Mole about the wind and the rain and the damp and the chill and the snow and the hail and all the things that scared him most. It's always good to have a friend to talk to about stuff, huh? Mole's a good listener. The storm is scary, sighed Weasel, and much, much bigger than me. I see, said Mole gently, but storms can be a lot of fun too. Whenever it snows, I love to scoop it up and make a snowman. That's my favorite part too.
I do that.
And the wind? Questioned Weasel. That knocks you off your feet? Oh, I love that when that happens, beamed Mole. The wind lifts up my fur and it feels all ticklish. And with a giggle, he twirled and he fell over laughing. But what about the cold rain, Mole? Continued Weasel. What do you do when you get caught in that? Oh, why, I splash around in the biggest puddle I can find, replied Mole. Splish, splash, look at him jumping around. Then I sit in a chair by my fire, and I dry off with a cup of hot soup. Soup always tastes extra wonderful when you have been out in the rain. Mole had such a different way of seeing things. But Mole, said Weasel, what do you do when you feel afraid to face something? I face it with a friend, smiled Mole. And with that, he held out his hand. Weasel took Mole's hand, and together they walked out into a warm, sunny day. So that storm was over. Mole got him to be not so afraid to go outside. Well, that's our stories for today. Boys and girls, I hope you get to go outside and play because it's going to be a great day. Let's say goodbye to everybody first.
Bye.
Bye, friends. We'll see you again soon.